My name is Ashutosh Rai, and I'm going to present this paper titled Quick Separation in Caudal and Split Graphs. This is a joint work with Prabendu Mishra, Fahad Panolan, Saket Saurabh, and Ruhani Sharma. I apologize that I will not be able to point to things. I'll try to use this cursor when I can, but it is going to be hard doing that. I'm recording on my iPad because my laptop stopped working. Okay, so first an outline of the talk. First, I'll give an introduction of the cut problems that we study in this paper, and then I'll go through the notions of FPT algorithms and kernelization. Then I'll show some previous work and our contributions, and then I'll go into details of some of the works, and finally I'll conclude with some open problems. So what are the cut problems that we study? Before that, the most fundamental cut problem is the min cut problem, where we are given a graph G and we are given two vertices S and T, and we want to separate S from T by deleting minimum number of vertices or edges. This is a very well-known problem, and it is polynomial time solvable using the Max-Flow min-cut theorem or the Menger's theorem. And now we'll look at some generalizations of the min-cut problem. One of the generalizations that we study in this paper is the multi-cut problem, where we are given a graph G and a set of pairs of terminals SITI, L pairs of terminals, and an integer k, and we are asked whether we can delete at most k vertices from the graph such that every pair is disconnected. So for every SITI, there is no path from Si to Ti in G minus S. Another related problem is the multi-way cut problem, where instead of giving pairs of terminals, we are given a set of terminals and an integer k, and we are asked whether we can delete at most k vertices to disconnect all these terminals in T from each other. It is known that multi-cut is NP-complete when we are given at least 3 pairs, and multi-way cut is NP-complete when we are given at least 3 terminals. Now, about parameterized complexity and kernelization. As I said, the problems are NP-complete, and parameterized complexity is one paradigm to deal with NP-completeness. Here, for decision problems which have input size n and the parameter is k, we want to get an algorithm with running time f of k polynomial in n, where f is some function, some computable function, which is a function of k alone. F does not depend on n. And the problems which have such kind of algorithms are called FPT. The idea is that the exponential blow-up, we confine it to the function f alone, and for small values of k, it will still be efficient. For fixed values of k, we still get polynomial time algorithms. Now about kernelization. This is also a related field to fixed parameter tractability. A kernelization algorithm takes a parameterized problem, which is a string and an integer, and takes time, polynomial in the input size, and outputs another instance, which is here x prime comma k prime. And what are the requirements that we want? That the output instance is equivalent to the input instance. That is, the output instance is a S instance if and only if the input instance is a S instance. And the second requirement is that the sizes of the output instance and the output parameter are bounded by a function of k alone. So they cannot depend on the size of x. So x prime cannot depend on size of x, it has to depend on k alone. Now here f can be any arbitrary computable function, but p, the running time of this algorithm, has to be polynomial. So the function f measures the size of the kernel basically. This is the output size, and we say that a problem has polynomial kernel when this function f is polynomial. There is a Folklore theorem which says that a problem is FPT if and only if it admits a kernelization algorithm. But what happens is that applying this theorem to get kernelization algorithms generally give us kernels of exponential size. So if we want kernels of polynomial size, then we need to work harder. So first we show that a problem is FPT, and then we want to get a kernel of polynomial size. Okay, now I'll show some previous work in this area of these cut problems and our contributions to that. So multi-cut and multi-way cut are very well studied problems from the point of view of parameterized complexity. The first FPT algorithm for multi-way cut was given by Marx, and this introduced the notion of important separators, which is a very important algorithmic tool in this field. There are many papers which use this tool to design algorithms for cut problems and other problems. And the best known algorithm for multi-way cut runs in time 4 to the k minus LP polynomial in n, which is due to Sigan et al. And here LP means the optimum value of the LP relaxation, the natural LP relaxation for the multi-way cut problem. Multi-cut was shown to be FPT independently by Bousquet et al. And Marx and Razgan. And the best known algorithm for multi-cut runs in time 2 to the k cube polynomial in n. Now some previous work in the kernelization field on these problems. So the unrestricted multi-cut problem. So the way I defined the multi-cut problem, we are not allowed to delete terminals. But if we allow to delete the terminals, then this is called the unrestricted multi-cut problem, and this has a kernel of size k cube due to Crash and Wallström. In the same work, they show a kernel for multi-way cut with k to the l plus 1 vertices and a kernel for multi-cut with k to the square root of 2l plus 1 vertices. But since these functions are not polynomial, these are not polynomial kernels. Recently, Jensen et al. Gave a polynomial kernel for multi-way cut parameterized by k on planar graphs. But on general graphs, this is a well-known open problem in the field to get a polynomial kernel for multi-way cut parameterized by k. But multi-cut cannot have a polynomial kernel parameterized by k unless polynomial hierarchy collapses. This was shown by Sigan et al. And the polynomial kernel for multi-cut is not ruled out when both k and l are parameters. So only with k it does not have a kernel, but maybe it can have a kernel when both k and l are parameters. Now, since these questions of finding a kernel or on general graphs for multi-way cut and multi-cut have been open for a long time, we decided to explore these on restricted graph classes like chordal graphs and split graphs, in the same vein of the recent results of Jensen et al., where they explored this problem on planar graphs. And we give a polynomial kernel for multi-cut on chordal graphs when parameterized by k and l both, with k cube l to the 7 vertices, and we give a polynomial kernel for multi-way cut on chordal graphs with k to the 13 vertices. So this kernel does not depend on l. And we also give some faster linear time algorithms for fixed k and l, FPT algorithms, for multi-cut on chordal and split graphs. So now I'll go into some of the results in detail. First, I'll go through the kernel for multi-way cut on chordal graphs parameterized by k. In the paper, we present these results in the other order. We first present the kernel for multi-cut, but that involves 2 parameters, and it is easier for presentation that I present it for multi-way cut. The techniques remain exactly the same. Okay, so what are chordal graphs? Chordal graphs are the graphs which do not have an induced cycle of length at least 4. These graphs have at most n maximal clicks, and these maximal clicks can be arranged into a click tree if we assume the graph to be connected. So we get a tree where each vertex of the tree represents a subset of vertices of the graph which induces a maximal click. So each vertex of the tree is a maximal click in the graph, and 2 vertices of the tree share an edge if these 2 maximal clicks share a vertex. And I'll be calling these vertices of the tree as bags, just to distinguish between vertices are the vertices of the input graph and bags are the vertices of this click tree, since they contain possibly they can contain more than one vertex of the graph. Okay, so we'll be working with this click tree and we represent it by f comma beta, where f is a tree and beta is a function from the vertex set of f to a set of subsets of the graph G, subsets of vertices of graph G. Now to get to the kernel, first we give some basic reduction rules, and the first rule that we apply is actually a result due to Sigan et al., which says that we can assume for the problem that the number of terminals is at most 2k. So remember that k is the solution size. We want to delete at most k vertices, and we can assume after some pre-processing that the number of terminals is at most 2k. Now after this we apply a rule which makes every terminal belong to only one bag. So this rule is necessary for some correctness later, but this does not give much insight into what we are doing, so I will not explain it in detail. This just makes sure that every terminal belongs to one bag and their neighborhood is bounded by k plus 1. After this we delete all the simplicial vertices. So what is a simplicial vertex? A simplicial vertex is a vertex whose neighborhood induces a click. So we show in a lemma that there always exists a solution which does not include any simplicial vertices. Basically you can always take their neighbors and that is going to be enough. You will never need to take these simplicial vertices, so you can delete them. So this rule implies that every leaf bag must have a terminal, because if a leaf bag of the click tree does not have a terminal, then there is a vertex, since it is a maximal click, then there is a vertex that is going to be simplicial and that will be deleted by rule 2. That means that the number of leaf bags is at most the number of terminals, which is due to the result of Sigan et al. At most 2k. Now rule 1 implies that the size of the leaf bags is bounded by k plus 1. So this way we have bounded both the number and the sizes of the leaf bags. And this of course also bounds the number of bags of degree at least 3, let's call them branching bags. Their number is also bounded by 2k because their number can be at most the number of leaves in the tree. And next we'll bound the size of those bags, branching bags. Okay, so how do we bound the size of those branching bags? We make use of a marking procedure which marks vertices in each branching bag. So how do we mark vertices in the branching bag? We look at every pair in the terminal set, and since they lie in unique bags, they lie in exactly one bag, there is a unique path in the click tree between those bags. Now for every branching bag which occurs on that path, we mark 2k plus 2 vertices. So imagine there is a branching bag in the middle, and these two bags are are at the end of the path where the terminals lie. Then we mark k plus 1 vertices of this branching bag which go in this direction the farthest towards the first terminal, and we mark k plus 1 vertices of the branching bag which go farthest in the direction of the second terminal. And by doing this, we do this for every pair of terminals and every branching bag that occurs in between them. And after doing it for every terminal and every branching bag, if there are some unmarked vertices, we delete them. So the idea is that there always exists a solution. If the graph, if the instance is a yes instance, then there always exists a solution which will use these vertices that we have marked. We can always replace the vertices that we have deleted with the vertices that we have marked to get another solution. So that is the proof of correctness for this. And after doing this, size of any branching bag is bounded by k to the 4, because there are k square many terminal pairs. For each of them we mark k plus 1 many vertices in one bag, but the total number of marked vertices can be k to the 4 and they can all come in one bag. So size of any bag is bounded by k to the 4, but there are k many bags, so the total number of vertices in branching bags is bounded by k to the 5. Okay, so all that is left is we need to bound the number of degree 2 bags and the vertices, the number of vertices that come inside the degree 2 bags. So now we find some important bags on degree 2 paths. So now imagine a degree 2 path in the click tree such that the endpoints are degree 3 bags. Now wherever in this degree 2 path, suppose this is a very long path, wherever a vertex of the endpoint bags appears or disappears, we mark those bags. We are not going to touch those bags. And the number of such bags on the path is at most k to the 4, because a vertex can appear or disappear on this path only once. And the size of the endpoint bags is bounded by k to the 4. And the number of such paths is k, so the total such bags are k to the 5. And now since these paths can be very long, between two important bags there can be many degree 2 bags. So we want to reduce their numbers, because we know that the important bags are bounded, but there can be large number of bags in between them. To do that, we find a min cut between two important bags, if there are no important bags in between them, and then replace all the bags in between them by another bag which preserves the min cut size. And then we show that this preserves the equivalence with the original problem. This bounds the number of degree 2 bags by order of k to the 5, because important bags were k to the 5 and between every two of them we just preserve one. Okay, so now all that is left is to bound the size of degree 2 bags. So for that we make use of the same marking procedure as before. Again, we look at every pair of terminal pairs, look at the unique click tree path between the bags that contain those terminal pairs, that terminal pair, and for every degree 2 bag that lies on this path, we mark 2k plus 2 vertices. K plus 1 vertices which go farthest on this side, and k plus 1 vertices which go farthest on the other side. So this procedure marks at k cube vertices in every bag, k square terminal pairs, and k vertices for order k vertices for each terminal pair. And like before, we delete the unmarked vertices. Now the size of the bags can be k cube for every bag, and then a bag can contain marked vertices from other bags also. So the size of the bags is k to the 8, and there are k to the 5 many such bags. So we get k to the 13 many vertices in all the degree 2 bags, and that is the size of our kernel. So finally we get a kernel of size order k to the 13 for multi-vector on chordal graphs. Now for multi-cut on chordal graphs, as I said, we need to use both parameters because there is no nice way to bound the number of terminals. So the result of Sigan et al. That we used initially to bound the number of terminals for multi-vector, it does not work for multi-cut, and we couldn't find any way to do that. So we need to take into account the number of pairs of terminals also as a parameter, which is L. And the techniques remain exactly the same. All the steps remain exactly the same, just that now the sizes and the number of the bags will involve K and L both. And just doing the same calculations gives us kernel of size k cube L to the 7 for multi-cut on chordal graphs. So this is our next theorem. So these two are our main results of the paper, the kernel for multi-vector and multi-cut on chordal graphs. In addition to these, we also have some faster FPT algorithms for chordal and split graphs. And there are two main ingredients for algorithms on chordal graphs. That there is a unique importance cut of size exactly k in chordal graphs. This uses a result from the paper of Marx and Raskin for multicut. And we show a new pushing lemma using the structure of the click tree, which allows us to push these separators into one side of the click tree. And using these, we get an algorithm of running time 2 to the k linear in n plus m and some polynomial function in k and l for multicut on chordal graphs. And we also get another algorithm which runs in time 2 to the l log k n plus m plus l times n plus m for multicut on chordal graphs. In addition to these algorithms for chordal graphs, we also give two algorithms basically on split graphs. One of them works through branching, so the 2 to the l times n plus m algorithm works via branching, and the 1.2738 to the k algorithm works by reducing the problem on split graphs to vertex cover. And then we apply the vertex cover algorithm, which runs in time 1.2738 to the k. So these are all the results. As I said, we obtained polynomial kernel for multi-way cut and multi-cut, where multi-way cut kernel is parameterized only by k, and the multi-cut kernel is parameterized by both k and l, and we gave some faster algorithms. And the big problem that still remains open is that can we find a polynomial kernel for multi-cut or multi-way cut parameterized by k on general graphs? Or for multi-cut, can we even get a polynomial kernel or general graphs which is parameterized by both k and l? Because even this is not known right now. So that's all from me. Thank you.